Good evening, everybody.
Yay.
How's it going?
It's going.
Good.
Going. Everybody doing good?
Kind of glad that the rain has stopped, but in a way I miss it.
Oh, I wish it was here.
I
will never complain.
It's been off and on. Like one day it'll rain for like an hour, and then it'll be gone. And like Shirley said, it'll rain for like 20 minutes. So it's been off and on.
No, I don't know when the last time we had rain was.
Yeah, it hasn't been right.
It's in triple digits here. So tonight we have a special guest, and her partner is Emily right now. She'll probably pop in a little bit. But we have Crystal with Haunted Heifer Paranormal.
Yay!
Hello.
So, tell us about you, Crystal, and the Haunted Heifer.
So I guess it kind of began because I have a huge love for cows. Just about everything I own has cow print. I think every room in my house has a cow hidden somewhere.
Nice.
If not a few. So I got into the paranormal back whenever I was, golly, I think the first ghost story my aunt told me I was probably 6 or 7. And she was a paranormal investigator. And back when investigating wasn't cool. So a long time ago. And so anyway, yeah, she kind of started me on it. I was just like fascinated, even at a young age. And then once Taps came out, me and my mom were on the couch every Wednesday, watching Taps. And I had no clue that we could go out and investigate ourselves. I thought you had to have your own show to investigate. And a girlfriend of mine, she said, no, you can investigate. And I was like, oh. So ever since then, it's been feet to the ground running and constantly. I think my husband and I, we investigate probably at least one place a month. It was just me, and then I pulled him in. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos where I've put a sheet on him and used him. So that's really fun. But he loves it. He was major skeptic, which I thought I was skeptic, but he was even more so. And not skeptic of the paranormal world, but just the shows, like I need to see it for myself. I need to hear it for myself.
Yeah.
Or I don't believe it, really.
But it's good. It's good to have someone, especially your partner, that can be that balance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think his the first time he really started believing, because he didn't believe in ghosts at all, period. Until we were at Old Park Hotel, and
I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Okay, I effing believe." It was pretty funny. I just died laughing because he was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, I believe." And so I don't know. I laugh about it now, but so yeah, him and I make up Haunted Heifer. Of course, he's Mr. Haunted Heifer, and then I actually have one other person that actually lives in Maryland. That's kind of new to the team. I haven't actually introduced him yet, but that is coming soon. Excellent. So he's going to help out with video editing and, moderating lives and stuff like that. And hopefully he can join us soon. So, nice. But yeah, and then I met Tracy, and hopefully she gets on here soon. But yeah, we met, and I mean, it was just instant, like drawn to each other. And we've just, ever since we've been pretty much inseparable. So, and we balance each other out really well because, she picks up on a lot. And, so, and I'm like, I don't believe that. No, we're going to test this because no, we're not just going to call that paranormal, but she like hears and feels and, so
Yeah.
anyway, I think that we balance each other out really well. We get along really well. So that's helpful.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think she gets tired of me
It's nice
sometimes.
when you run into somebody that you just click with. I mean, it just that's the way Catherine was with our group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's helpful. That's really helpful.
First time she came in, it's just like she's one of us now.
Aw.
Yep.
That's
I
awesome.
So
I recognize.
get it. Tracy said she's trying her best.
She's trying.
She's trying.
That seems to be a quote that she uses often. Usually it's with yelling with it. She's like, I'm trying, okay? Like, okay.
So
Yeah.
I recognize
We should have more than
Yes.
4 people.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I recognize a serious question.
Okay.
Now, do you own any real life cows?
I wish. No. Well, actually, I do have 2 Great Pyrenees, so they're kind of basically a cow.
They're pretty good size.
Aw. Yeah.
They eat like them. No, I wish.
Aw.
I
The
think
city
my
I
favorite
live
is
in-
the Heartland.
The what?
The Heartland.
Oh,
With all
The Highland?
fur.
the
Yeah.
Highland ones? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Highland
Highland.
cows. Yes. Those
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
cute.
Those are super cute, and all the stuff that they have coming out. And I used to have to like try to make my own cow print and stuff like that because they used to not have it, and then it became popular, and it was like a bittersweet thing. Like I was happy that I was able to buy all the stuff, but I was like, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we heard that and saw some of it that you guys just came from a awesome location.
Yeah. It was
Yay!
awesome.
Perfect timing,
I
Tracy.
told you the
Perfect
timing is
timing.
impeccable.
I have no words, guys. Like I honestly, here, let me see it. I'm gonna try to switch over to the laptop. I was having problems trying to hear y'all on the laptop, so I'm gonna try to switch over to this and see if it works. So I'm gonna bounce out and then try to bounce back in. If it don't, I'll just use the laptop.
Okay.
No, sounds good.
All right.
Peace out.
Funny. Yeah, so Trans-Allegheny was like #1 on my bucket list for like ever. So that was super fun. I was really excited about that.
It's on my bucket list too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one was
As
big.
soon as I heard you guys were going, I'm like, oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah. That was a big trip. So it was we planned for months to do it. And so it's not the cheapest location, but it's worth it. So I have a pretty good group of girls that we all collaborate all the time, and
Nice.
I've been investigating with them since day one. In fact, one of them's the one that told me, no, you can do it yourself. And so
Nice.
so I investigate with her a lot.
That's that place in Kentucky,
No, this is in West Virginia.
No, it's in West Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. What am I
Out
thinking of?
west.
Kentucky?
You're probably thinking of Waverly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably what it is.
Kentucky, yeah.
So you
Can't hear
guys
anybody.
flew in,
You
right?
can't hear us? Aw, poop.
Dadgummit.
We can hear you.
I know. This is funny. This is what.
It happens though. This is why we go in early. That's okay.
No, this is great. This
I think she's trying to do it on purpose. I think she's dodging us. Just saying.
She's gonna replay this and watch it and be like, "Oh no, they're talking smack about."
That's fine. She's used to it.
She's gonna say, "No more honey for them."
So how many days were you guys?
Hold
When
on
were
one
you guys
second.
there?
Speaking of the cow, she's trying to get past me. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go. Go, Charlie. Okay, the cows have moved on. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was
fine.
just asking, like, how long of a trip? Like, I know you did other things while you were there, other than
yeah.
the asylum.
Yeah, so we left on Wednesday, the 24th, and we came back on Sunday, the 28th. So it's like 5 full days because we left later in the day. Well, Tracy got an extra, some extra time in, but not willingly.
I
But
was watching her post.
Oh yeah.
yeah, she got the short end of the stick on
Yeah.
on the whole crowd strike issue. So
Yeah.
That sucks.
she's supposed to be with me and 2 other girls, and how hers got messed up and ours didn't, who knows? But hey, she's a trooper though. It did not let it ruin her time at all, and I kept praising her. I was like, oh my gosh, you are a saint for not letting this affect the trip, because I would be cussing and bitching the whole time that I was there if it was me.
That part probably wasn't taped.
No. No.
But deep
No.
down inside,
Deep down inside, I was just a black shell, and I wanted to harm everybody, but I did not.
She
I did not let
She
that.
refrained.
Probably
Yeah, I
frowned upon at the
refrained.
airport.
She
It
was,
probably would have been. I probably would have been searched. I was searched pretty thoroughly. I won't go into details since this is a PG show. But yeah, it started with that search. She got very aggressively
handsy.
handsy.
wow.
Yeah.
What in the
Yeah.
world?
That's what I said. I said, wow, okay. Okay, so this is how this trip is starting. Fine, fantastic.
Is this
So
where
that
we
was at
exchange
Dallas.
phone numbers?
The what?
Yeah, you should
I
have
said-
made a comment.
That was bad. I said, "Is this where we exchange phone numbers?"
I would have.
That's exactly what it should have been. Like, should we
That's what I
exchange
told her.
phone numbers? She
Oh
asked
my
me if I
God.
wanted to go into private, and I was like, no.
What the hell?
Whatever you're gonna do
Tracy
to me, do it in front of everybody. Like,
Right?
That
I
is
told
so
Tracy that she should have been like, I'm a lady. You should at least take me to dinner first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Buy me a drink first. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Aw. I
So
want to.
tell us about the
Yeah.
adventure there.
Yeah.
The what?
The adventure, just the whole investigation there.
Gosh,
Very-
we
very
did.
perfect.
Tracy and I did a lot. Like, all the ladies that we went with are super awesome. But we did venture out on our own a little bit because we were up at the butt crack of dawn and we were ready to go. Like we had so much. We had a list of things that we wanted to accomplish on that trip, and I think we dang near accomplished all of them except for 2. So, and that was because
Wow.
we almost became prisoners in Southwest Virginia. We'll just say that. We got a little lost and scared.
Wow.
Without internet, that was probably the scariest part of the entire trip, to be honest.
Yeah, I had to go in and ask the convenience store clerk if I could use their Wi-Fi so we could at least find out how to get out of there. Like it was, and there
It
was
was bad.
ATVs and UTVs everywhere, and everybody. It was insane. It
That was
was
kind of
like
like a sign of hope, though, because the people on the UTVs and ATVs, they kind of seem like us a little bit, but
Yeah.
the others, the locals, not so much. I don't think they appreciated us being there. But once the GPS dropped us off, because we were trying to get to Hatfield and McCoy Distillery, and the GPS all of a sudden says, okay, you've reached your location. And we're
And
like,
you're nowhere.
no, we're not. And
Yeah.
then it's gone because we had no signal. So we couldn't put in our next destination. So both of us had like some intrusive thoughts on what we thought would happen to us, but we weren't saying it to each other because I didn't want to freak her out, and I guess vice versa. So we kind of stayed silent, but snipping here and there because we were both stressed out and probably
Yeah.
scared. So, but yeah, we got out. We're home and we're alive. So
Yeah.
Yay. Oh
I
my
have,
gosh.
I have all my teeth. I kept telling Tracy, I was like, the first thing they're gonna take is my teeth. they're gonna take them one by one. I just know it.
Oh my God.
It reminded me of that movie, Wrong Turn, and that's why I said that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That when you said, you
Yeah.
know, some of them look like us and some of them don't. I'm like thinking, what do they look like? Wrong turn people? Like what?
Yep, that
Yeah.
was the movie I mentioned first. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Wrong Turn right now. Yeah, and that's
well,
why I
at least-
told her, I was like, they're gonna take my teeth first. I just know it.
I just kept on when you were talking about the ATVs and stuff. I was just thinking to myself, if they were like, "Oh, follow us, we'll take you out to like a main road," and I'd be like,
Chainsaw Massacre's house.
Well,
Yeah,
we
I
got
love-
into the middle of them. Like they were in a long line, and Crystal
There was, like,
pulls into the
14 of
middle
them.
of this long line of them, and I'm like, "Oh, great, we're part of their posse now." And like
oh,
we're just going with these people.
We found out later, though, that those were the people that we wanted to friend because, like, 90% of them aren't locals. They're there on vacation because of the Hatfield McCoy trails. So there's
Oh,
a bunch
got
of
it.
really cool trails. So most of them aren't from there. They're on vacation. So those were the people we needed to be with anyway.
Dang.
Wow.
So how about the asylum?
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. That was a trip. That was cool. We got a few cool things from there.
Pretty good size.
Haven't do what?
Is it a pretty good size building?
Oh my God, it's huge. It's 242,000 square feet.
Oh my god.
We only investigated
Lord.
probably like, maybe 25,000, maybe if that. I don't know. We did halls at a time, so I mean, I feel like we hit the places that we were most interested in. Would you say the same, Tracy?
Yeah, yeah.
So
How
that
Yeah,
many
it
people were there here? I'm sorry.
8. There was 8 of us.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Did you get
No.
the building to yourself?
Yeah, we did. We had
Wow.
2 people that worked there. We had our tour guide who was awesome, and then I guess his manager. So Brandy and Zach were really great. Our tour guide was super informative, and he was a lot of fun, especially watching him dive the bats and cuss every time one dive bombed his face. So that was fun. He's terrified of bats, and it was hilarious. So yeah. So they're
So
all
it
over that.
smells really good in there then.
Oh, it didn't smell that bad to me. Did it to you, Tracy?
No,
Usually
it didn't.
bats in there, it's just
Yeah. And I didn't really see any bat guano either. So
that's good.
it was dark in there though.
Look at that.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about or what it looks like, I just pulled up their website real quick so that everyone knows what it looks like on the outside. Kind of. It's kind of blurry on the sides, but yeah, I wonder if they have some pictures.
And I've gone through pictures that taken there, but I still have a lot of audio to go through. And so
Oh,
my husband
sure.
said that he was going to help me go through that because I don't know how to work I know how to record on his recorder, but I don't really know how to get it. So he's supposed to help me. But we
Yeah.
did get a really cool picture where I got an apparition kind of peeking out of a window, and we were taking pictures of, actually Lisa, one of my friends, she was in that picture holding the bucket list sign. And there was a ghost peering at her. So that was real fun.
And I'm going to share that picture. So here. And then we also have some zoomed in ones too.
But I mean, it also makes sense if they were, because right at that spot was like it's like a whole bunch of windows up against each other, and it looked out over what was the baseball field for the town. And one of the stories that he would tell was they would stand at that window and they would watch the games. And there was notches in that windowsill where they were keeping tally of the games. So
with their fingernails,
Wow.
yeah, with their fingernails.
Wow.
clawing it. It creeped me out, and I ran from it. So I didn't take pictures of that. But
Oh, they were still in the wall.
yeah,
Wow.
that creeps me out.
There's
So-
a field that you can't see. That's where they used to play baseball, and it wasn't the sane asylum people. It was the townsfolk who would hold ball games right in front of them.
So that picture that we were looking at, was that the administrative part
No,
of it? Or
that
no?
was where patients were.
Okay.
Right next to it. In fact, that picture, you'll see like the balcony that's on the second level next to it. And
I'll show.
it's a couple, what is it? It's the floor above, though, that they would watch the game from. Wasn't that the men's quarters in that area?
No.
Where that
No, it was
taken?
that. It was that one, because that flat overhead, that was the balcony.
That's
that
what
we
I'm
walked
saying.
up.
Is that's the balcony, but that's not where they kept score at. It was above that, I thought. Yeah, that spot where your mouse is, that's where I thought they were keeping score at.
No, remember we had to go up one floor to get to that balcony.
I'll
Oh.
believe you, because I got so turned around in that place. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
So-
it was super crazy. Like, you would thought you were going down one staircase and you weren't. And you'd be on one floor, but you were actually on a different floor. But I remember it because these middle parts right here that you're showing, those
Mhm.
were actually beautifully furnished quarters. And the middle part looked like a fancy hotel. And then the hallways that we investigated were very scary. So I can only imagine walking in there to visit somebody and have tea. You're like, oh, they're fine. But if you went past one of those doors, you'd be like, what did I get my family member into? Like, they are not staying here type situation.
Well, most of them, it sounds like they were dropped off and just left. Like it wasn't really a check back in kind of thing with most of them. They did have on the fourth floor where family members could come and visit and stay, but it changed things so many times. Like at one point it was like record keeping, another time it housed patients, and then it was for family. And so they didn't always let family visit, but from what I gathered, it didn't sound like many family members visited that often. So,
Sad.
especially the ones that probably needed maybe to be in there, or they thought they needed to be in there. I don't know that they came back and checked on them very often. It
Wow.
was one of the most cruelest insane asylums in the United States. So,
Well, and it also didn't close down until 1995, so it's pretty recent.
current.
I say recent. It's pretty recently abandoned.
that
Wow.
wasn't that long
They-
ago, right?
Yeah,
2019.
but I mean, when you say, oh, it's, you would think, okay, that shut down 1930s, 1940s, but when they say 1995, I'm like, man, that's a whole lot of years worth of
They're
pain
alive.
and suffering. And
Yeah.
So
the ice pick guy was from there too, so that was a big thing that they were
Yeah.
talking about, was the inventor of he said the more humane ice pick procedure. Yeah.
It was like when they came up with the like kind of windshield wiper kind of shaped lobotomy stick ice picks
Oh
or
my
whatever.
gosh.
Makes my
Yeah.
eyes water just thinking about it.
Yeah. There's pictures in there of a
Yeah.
patient that had it done, and his eyes were so black and swollen. And
He was
I'm like,
15.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And then they would take them to the recovery area where some recovered, some didn't. What do you remember the percentage of the ones that actually recovered was? Do you remember? Or
Now,
was
I
it the
remember
deaths that
him
you told me?
saying that they counted the ones that were vegetables. So the ones that, so there was very low death rate, but they counted the ones that
Right.
survived, they counted the vegetables. And I was like, how is that fair? Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to count a vegetable. Like, you really actually killed them. But that's what kept going. But they had a very low death rate, is what he said, but they didn't count the vegetables. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, that's what it was. And he gave us a percentage, but yeah, like you said, it was including the ones that were brain dead afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, what do you expect when you do that? You're just like scrambling them up like it's spaghetti. I mean, like what benefit, I don't know what people were thinking back then or why somebody thought that was a good idea, because it's not. Like you're just scrambling noodles back there.
Yeah.
Well, and because I'm thinking, this, when we walked through all the rooms, you could feel very heavy and sadness, and you felt like something or a lot of somethings were all the time. Like, I've been in places where I felt like there was safe spots.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a safe spot outside on the patio, because like you felt they were there, like constantly with
leave.
you.
I had to walk out of the building for a while. I told Tracy, I was like, I need to call my husband because he's really good at grounding me. And, he brought up, he's like, well, Crystal, you're feeling like anxious and sad and stuff. He's like, are you sure? Because I'm thinking that something's wrong with our group or whatever. And I think that it was just the anxiety that I was feeling from a lot of the patients and the sadness. And I just wanted to cry in there. I was like, I gotta call my husband. He's been dealing with me for 18 years, so he should know how to ground me. He's experienced at this. So, but yeah, it was heavy, very heavy.
So are the rooms, I guess when I was thinking about this place, I thought it was like more abandoned than what you guys make it sound like. Like it still has furnishings in it.
They've brought stuff back from they've brought in a lot of antiques and things that maybe would have been in the place, but and I think some are original to the building. There's a few things that was original to the building, but they have like an area where it's just antiques, and so you can't sit on them or lay on them or whatever, and it's just to kind of, I guess, dress up the place more than anything. Sofas and stuff, but it's only the center part on the first 3 floors. Is it even on the 4th floor? It is, right, or no?
No.
I can't
well,
remember.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, kind of, sort of, because that's where the dance floor is.
But, okay. Yeah, so it's not even a big percentage of the place that is furnished.
Yeah, it may be like 500 square foot per floor.
Got it. Yeah, I guess I was just envisioning like, hardly anything in it, lights hanging, paint peeling.
Oh, paint's peeling everywhere.
Yeah, it's absolutely. And those shows make y'all, like, I rewatched some of like the Sam and Colby and some of those other ones, and they honestly, they do what TV shows do best. They only show you like the creepiest part of the building. So yes, there was lights hanging in some of the buildings, in some of the spaces, but and there's even there's cracks in the windows, and there's, it's so a good
Yeah.
chunk of it is like that, but there's some really pretty parts too.
And they're trying to restore it back to its original form, and that's what the money goes towards. So whenever you do rent the place, it's not like, oh, $1,800, $2,000 is going, in somebody's pocket. No, it's going directly back into the building. They're trying to renovate the dance hall area or the ballroom. They used to have like plays there.
And
for
proms.
the patrons,
The high school kids
high school
would have proms.
But you can't walk on the floor
That's what
right
I
now.
said.
That area is off limits. So, but it looks beautiful. So that's gonna cost them, a couple million is what he said. So the money goes right back into the building, just keeping it to where it's safe and able for people to come investigate and take tours. So yeah, so that's a good thing about this place is, it's expensive, but the building needs a lot still. So
Yeah.
And you also get you've got a security guard that's there with you, which is one of the staff. And then you also have to have insurance to be there. So a lot of that money also goes towards all that as well. And the tour that we took, like he's like, I could give you the short tour, which is like an hour and a half, or the long tour, which is 2 hours. So we went on a 2-hour tour and got to see all of the building, which I was thankful for. I wish I would have taken more pictures during that time. I was trying to be
me too.
respectful to him, but like there was spots that we didn't get to the rest of the night because there just wasn't enough time. So I wish I had my phone out the whole time and just as
Me
he was
too.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 a.m. They do let you investigate till 5 a.m., which is really late, but it came quick. Next thing you know, it was like 3:30, and I was like, "Holy crap! We got to do the biggest ones, the ones that we've been waiting for." There was a couple sections that I definitely wanted to save for last because, for one, I was a little afraid, and two, I wanted to save the best for last. So we had to kind of hurry on those, and I wish that we would have done them sooner in the night because those spirits got sleepy and wanted us out of there.
Yeah.
So they were telling us it's time for y'all to go.
Well, you can always go again.
I hope so. Maybe.
What time did they let you start?
8,
8.
So 8 to 5?
8:30 or something. 8 or 8:30, something like that.
That's
We met
pretty
up
good.
out there at 8:30 actually, and we started the tour. That's right. So it's actually 9 to 5.
Got it.
Like I was thinking for like a place like that, how they had that procedure done and it resulted in people becoming vegetables. Like I kind of wonder like if that was their plan, only for the simple fact that maybe like an organization like that gets funded by the state. And I'm wondering like if the more people you have at that location, the more money you get per month. And so I'm wondering if maybe from their mindset, it's like, well, if they're vegetables, we don't got to deal with them too much. So let's turn them into vegetables, and we can add more people in this facility, and so more money for us.
Well, they sure
possible.
tried because they were overwhelmed to where there's beds were in the hallways.
It
They
fit
were
250 people, but
yeah.
they had many more.
They had thousands, I believe, is what he was saying, that there was lots of bad things happening. There was babies that had been born there because of some of the bad things happening. There was deaths. There was one guy that he was special needs guy, and he was murdered by 2 other guys. So he is one of the spirits that's in there, but that's just one example of a lot of history of
mute.
what?
Is that who you're talking about? You're talking about Dean, the one that was deaf and mute?
Yeah, the deaf and the special needs guy that was in the he shared a room, and two guys unalived him. So he is one of the spirits, and he does really well with lights. Because they say, he can't, I guess, hear or speak. So he likes the REM pods and the lights and stuff like that in his particular room. So I was okay with Dean. It was just the crawler that I was waiting for. Like I was on edge with that crawler. Like yeah, that was. Oh, and there was frisky guys. I had my lady, my top parts got grabbed pretty hard, and so I jumped. And when he was talking about, it was in the gambling, because remember I jumped and bumped into you when it was dark, and I was like, my boob got pinched, and so I was like, something grabbed me because I bumped into Crystal, and it was pitch black. He made it all go black. And he's like, don't put any lights on, don't do anything. We were across from the gambling hall, I guess the frisky guys that like to gamble and stuff. And like, it felt like something bit me or stung me, but it freaked me out to where I jumped and bumped into Crystal. And of course she's hollering because it's pitch black. You can't see anything in front of you.
I do remember that now. Yes. Okay. Yes, I remember that because you scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah, we were like right, and it scared me because it out of the blue, it just felt like something like stabbed
she
or
came up
pinched
behind
me.
me and practically like smacked me in the back pretty much and scared the crap out of me.
I was swinging. I was going to take out whatever had grabbed me, and it was going down, and Crystal was the one that was next to me.
I didn't do it.
And she didn't do it, but she was about to get it because I couldn't. I mean, he was like, okay, y'all turn your lights out. And when he does that, like I've been in some dark places, but this was like, there was no light coming from anything. Like, and I was already freaked out about bats and like all your senses are going 90 nothing. And then the crawler lady, we were waiting for her, and apparently she had no legs. And she would crawl herself to her wheelchair. So I'm already like, if I hear anything that sounds like that, yes, anything that's like, that's the one thing that was gonna, and we were all standing there, and it was a whistle, and we all ran screaming towards the to the guy, and it was part of our group. We didn't know they had come up the stairs, but they whistled, and it scared us so bad because we didn't think they were anywhere near us. And it was like, no, that wasn't them. Yeah, it was. That was them. No, it wasn't. And then there goes the whistle again. I'm like, dadgum, that's some bad stuff right there. Y'all can't scare us like that. Come on now.
Yeah, and then we were like I was saying Marco, and no one was responding, and I was like,
nobody's responding.
Come on. Like, if you're gonna sneak up on us, like, come on now.
They did that on purpose.
I think they did. Pretty sure.
Wow. So did you ever see or hear the creeper?
Not the
creeper. Yeah,
the guy
not the creeper
on the 4th floor.
And it's a female?
Yeah, well, that's the story. They said it was a female that didn't have any legs, and she would drag herself to her wheelchair, and that was the story he gave. And before I forget, because I was going to tell you, Carla, anyway, there's a story circulating about a nurse that was murdered in one of the stairwells, and that was proven by one of the workers that's a myth. That's an urban legend. There's no documentation of this nurse.
Yeah. Yeah, because it got brought up, Tracy was like, hey, that's a stairwell where she was killed. And I had my back to it, sitting by it. And I'm like, I don't care. At this point, I don't really care. But he was like, yeah, no, we don't have any proof of that. People say that, but he's out. That happened. So,
yeah. Well, at least he's correcting the folklore, right?
Yeah. He was real good at that.
That's good.
He was real good at ironing out some stories, but also giving like because there was also another gentleman that was well, he was a teenager. He was in the child unit, and I guess he asked for some. I'm so not good about not just spitting all this, but he was asking for favors from people, and they got tired of it, and they stabbed him several times. Well,
27.
yes, and he drug himself down to the nurses' ward, and so they say you can hear him dragging himself too. But he even pointed out the location where this, and he was a child that
He's
he was.
in the 10 to 18-year-old
Yeah.
section.
Wow.
Was there like a section for like a disciplinary type of thing where you got sent to go to discipline?
So they had solitary, or I guess solitary, or what did he call it? Tracy called it something else, but based solitude. And they would have chains, and there was like 5-point chains.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah, there
chain
was
them
no
up and just
padded
leave 'em.
rooms.
No padded rooms, but they had, you could see where the bolts were still in the wall. And they would chain their legs and their feet and leave them for days.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
I mean, I can't even imagine like the feeling of that alone, like that was a little upsetting to me.
Yeah.
There
We
was
didn't even go back in that room.
no, we passed through it a few times or passed by it, but yeah, we didn't investigate back in there. But he did tell us a story that actually got me a little bit in my feelings, and I started tearing up. But he said that somebody captured an EVP in Emily's room. They left all their recorders going and just left. And whenever they listen back to the EVP, you heard this little girl say, "But I've been good."
Yeah.
And, like, crying, and that just killed me because I could just imagine like they're telling her that she's been bad, punishing her, and you just hear this little girl on this EVP say, "But I've been good," and that just, I have 3 daughters, so that that broke my heart hearing that, and knowing that a lot of these patients probably didn't deserve to even be in there in the first place. They were probably hyper kids whose parents were like, I don't know what to do with them, ADD or something like that, where they don't deserve to be in a place like that. They're not. Yeah. That kills me. I don't think any child deserves to be in a facility like that, period. I believe there's some adults that do definitely deserve it, but yeah, no, that kind of tore me up a little bit.
So when you were talking about leaving equipment in certain rooms and then going somewhere else to investigate, do you ever, I mean, would it be easy to forget where you put your equipment
Yes.
or get back to where it was?
Yeah.
They have maps, but even with the maps, it's hard. Like, I'm like looking at this thing and I'm like, okay.
She had notes on that freaking map, and we're just looking at it like, are you kidding?
I did. I asked him to put his notes like, okay, what, because I mean the tour was 2 hours and we saw several rooms, and he was like, oh, EVPs are good in here, oh, lights are good in here, this is good in here. So I'm like, can you put notes on this so that I know what to use in each room? And thinking, oh, I'm gonna know where these rooms are, this is gonna be easy. And there was a few times where I'm like, yeah, I know where that's at, let's go. And I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know where that's at. I guess I don't know. And then we went back and got the tour guide at one point. We're like, so I thought I knew, but can you show us where that's at again? And he'd lead us there. But yeah, no, you can get turned around in there so easily. By the end of the night, I kind of understood the building a little better and how it worked. But shoot, it took hours for me to even kind of understand like because there's stairwells in the middle and on the very sides, but there's also stairwells that aren't on the map that are like for the nurses or for, I guess, staff. And so it kind of throws you off. It's definitely, you get in there and get all kinds of discombobulated. It's weird.
They got a morgue there?
We didn't see the morgue, did we?
No, they didn't. It was, yeah, there was 3 buildings there. We only got to see one of the buildings. There were other buildings around that I'm sure they had a morgue in there, but we weren't allowed into those buildings.
Yeah.
Just the main building.
The big one, where all the patients were pretty much housed. I think that the rest of them were kind of administrative buildings for different things, or but well, I know that they did the lobotomies and all other procedures in a different
in the
building.
basement.
They brought them back to recover in the main building.
Oh man.
So they didn't actually perform the lobotomies and stuff in that building.
So are you allowed to go into the surgical building at all?
No.
Just main. Just main.
Just where the patients stayed.
Yeah.
And recovered.
So
and there was tunnels underneath the building that we couldn't go through either because they were
they're blocked.
Inoperable. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's how they got them from building to building is through the tunnels.
Yeah, that's what he said, that it was for the doctors to be able to go from building to building.
Yeah. So would it be something that that would benefit you to do like a Friday, Saturday night?
Yes.
If
you can do it twice, oh my gosh, yes. If you can afford to do it twice, do it twice.
Yeah.
Or 2 nights in a row. Like I would love to go back already knowing the history and just having that time to investigate. So, I mean, at some point I do want to get the funds together and I want to go again for sure. But yeah, definitely do it 2 nights if you can. If you can't, I mean, do 1 night at a time. Shoot, I'm thinking maybe in the next year or 2, I'd like to go back, but this time take Justin with me, and that way we don't have to do the 2-hour tour again. We can just jump right in and actually, get content, and so that we can show people what this building's like, because you're in there and you're just rushing around trying to investigate and figure out what you want to do, where you want to do it. And so I did not get very many pictures there because I got caught up in the moment of just, okay, where are we at, try to get there, that I don't have a whole lot. Like I do have a lot of audio because I practically kept it going most of the night, but it's easy for time to get away from you. So I would love for my husband to go with me and, maybe a few others. So I'm hoping at least in 2026 we can go back, because there's so much more to investigate there. Even the same places that we already investigated, like we need to be there longer, get there earlier. Like I said, the last place we investigated, there was a lot of activity, but they were ready for us to go. So, I want to go back for sure.
And we heard like boot steps, like that were very definitive boot steps. We heard knocking, and a little girl, one of the ladies that we were with, she got a EVP on her phone. Just a little girl came across, and then also they asked what food he liked, and it said, "I like pie." So we were like, "Oh, you like pie?" But it was on her phone. It wasn't on any particular equipment or anything like that. It was directly from her phone, and that was literally the first thing that we did was sit down. I believe it was a cafeteria area, wasn't it, Crystal, where the bleachers were?
No, I don't think it was. Shoot, yes, at one point it was, but he said it was used for multiple things. At one point it was women's only. That was like the area where they kind of congregated to mingle. But at one point, it was a cafeteria. It was used that area was used for, I think, 3 or 4 different things at different points.
Also,
So,
a Civil War hospital. Is that right too? Is that what I'm remembering?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, that was used for Civil War. Yep, that was the first place they went was Civil War, and that was the same place that was also women only that would congregate and I guess hang out, have social time, I guess. But it was also the cafeteria, and I want to say there was one other thing because I remember 4 things but that 4th thing is kind of slipping my mind. There's so much information. I would definitely suggest that if you're going to travel there, go during the week or when they have like just a regular tour, and maybe even pay for the, $20 to $50. I can't remember what it is, to do the tour a couple times before, you actually investigate, so that when you investigate, that's all you have to worry about is the investigation. It's worth it to do the tour beforehand.
And so, do they stay with you through the whole night, or just
No.
during the tour?
I mean, they investigated with us some because we kind of wanted them a few times, but they watch your cars, they watch the property. Most of the locals know not to mess with them. I guess the owner is, I'm not going to say crazy because he's not crazy, but they know not to mess with them. But they watch your cars, they watch the property to make sure that you're not messed with, which is really awesome. I love that about the place. So you don't have to worry about the outside.
Do they
world.
have like somebody go through the building to make sure like people that aren't supposed to be in there aren't in there?
Well, I know, like, in the middle of the night, because I was like, we were all talking, we were in one of the rooms, and I felt like this cold breeze, and I was like, okay, that's weird. Where's that coming from? And it looked like the doors were open at the end. And so I let them know, and boy, they were down there like a rocket. So they definitely, even if you mention like, hey, she said, she made the comment, like, they do a sweep before we get there. And then if anything pops up, like, I felt very safe, especially with that lady. She was like,
Brandy's on top of it.
Yeah. I think
the only way in is through those front doors unless you're going to break something.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't know if it was like how open it was.
it's not super open. Like the windows are, so they come down almost all the way, and there's about this much where you can lean them inside to leave air. Now some of the windows are broken, but they're small panes that make up the full window. So the bottom is only like little, they lean in to let air in. So it's not like it's open. Yeah. No one can crawl through the space that it's open.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know.
So that's good. And like I said, they're on it. I felt very safe there too. Definitely didn't feel anything from the outside world. Definitely felt safe.
Yeah.
Did they have a way for you to communicate with them if something were to go not so well on the inside and they're not with
you?
They're
it was
down
just running and find them.
They're down. Well, or you can leave a walkie-talkie with them. But they're inside. There's always 2 of them, she said. So there's always going to be 2 people. One that's going to keep eye on the grounds, and then one that's going to be there for you at all times if you need it.
Okay, got it. Because Adam had a really good suggestion about bringing walkie-talkies.
Yeah, and we use the walkie-talkie. We use the walkie-talkie a little bit, but it was interfering with some of the equipment. So, but it was like if we were trying to figure out, because there was a light source coming from the windows at one point, and we were like, okay, where's that light source coming from? And then we radioed them and like, hey, will you shine your flashlights where you're at so we can see if it's you? And it was them, because we were on a branch of the building and they were like up against the other side, and it shined from the window into the windows where we were at. So, you know, they came in handy, but they were definitely, you got all excited when your equipment went off and it was the walkie-talkie.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that was you know, debunked years ago when well, not years ago, I'd say, well, it's been a couple of years, but since who was it that came out and said that ZB did that often with the walkie-talkies and REM pods. And I'll just use initials, but
Yeah, I got it.
I know there was somebody that came out that was he was a let's see, he worked with video and kind of told on him on that. So, and it's definitely true because
Oh yeah,
luckily we
it's
know that
definitely true.
now. Yeah, if you have a walkie-talkie near a REM pod, it's going to go off.
Got it.
And they do have, like if you have cameras and stuff that hook up to Wi-Fi, like I had service all through that building. I had no problems with service. Yeah, that's kind of, I kept making the comment over and over again, like I cannot believe because I was live for a good portion of it. I'd leave my camera out in the hallway while we were, and it, you know, it kept up with service even up on the 4th floor. I had pure service. And I have Verizon, so that says a lot.
That says a lot.
Yeah, that says a lot.
I always
So
tell
they
her,
had
I'm like,
great
oh, you don't have
service.
service because you have Verizon, but she
Yeah.
had service. It's great.
Right on. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that you would have had any service.
Yeah, no, I had perfect service while I was up there, so it was, I had no problems even in the building. It didn't hinder me from getting any. So if you were to want to use cameras and stuff, now that's another thing. You definitely need portable electrical boxes because there's only like certain areas that the plugs work. Because Crystal was asking that question, like, where can I? So the main room we were in, it had all plugs, and then there was certain parts of the building that had working plugs, but a good chunk of the building did not have working plugs.
Okay. Well, how exciting. Gosh, sounds like you guys had an amazing adventure there. And
Yeah, we did. We went there and we did check out a haunted tunnel while we were there. And oh yeah, Lake Shawnee.
Yeah, Lake Shawnee. I got great pictures, and there at the end of that, like, because there's a massacre on site too. So there's the story of the massacre along with the amusement park. So we got just before we left, I was getting through my my voice box, like help me and water and all this other stuff. Well, I turned it off because I was done. I was about to walk around the other side of the lake, and then we heard arguing. It was like a fight, but it was down from the area where the graves were at from the pioneer family that was murdered. And I just kept asking the other lady that was with us, I was like, do you hear that arguing? She's like, yeah, we heard it earlier. But there was no homes that would have been, you know, back there that would have made that argument. So that was an interesting thing.
I have a comment on that though, just because the skeptic mind of mine. I feel like in order for like me to wrap my mind around that, like we would have to like tape off the area because there was people, like it was me and a few other girls that were under the pavilion in the hills. Sound carries, and I'm not saying that it wasn't paranormal, but my skeptic mind is like, I need a lot more testing to wrap my mind around that. Because
Well,
there is
I was standing right there, and it was men arguing back and forth. It was deep voices. So like, she
drag strip. right there where
Yeah,
people
but it was
race up and down and
it
blare their
sounded
radios.
so close. That was, and see, Carla's laughing, and see, this is what happens. This is us going back and forth because she's trying to.
This
She
is her and I.
wasn't. If
It's all
she was
good.
there, I would have been like, "Can you hear this?" And she would have, but she was on the other side of the lake, and it was literally. It
It's not a lake,
sounded like
it's a
it was like
pond. Let's get that real clear.
it
They call
sounded
it a
like
lake.
it was
It's not.
like 5 feet away from us, and it was just like, and I'm
We all
like, and of
recorded
course,
it, right?
no, because I was
Well-
trying to get back over there to you because you were ready to leave, so I wasn't recording any of that. But it was me and 2 others that were listening to it, so
Well, yeah.
it wasn't just my brain going crazy. It was 2 other people that were standing there. But whether, and she is right though, to, I guess, to get, you're outside at Lake Shawnee. So like you have outside interference on a lot of the stuff. So you can't really get EVPs.
EVP is not good.
Yeah, no way. There's no, the frogs are really
sound does
loud.
Travel over water.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
but the sound was coming. I could be able to pick out if the arguing was coming from one side or the other. And this, where we were standing, the Ferris wheel, we were in the, although this was the last time because there was a tick on somebody, so we stayed out of the weeds after that. But where we were standing, you could tell that the voices were coming from further in. So yeah, I would have liked to had like audio going, but then again, like it probably wouldn't have picked anything up because of how loud the friggin' bullfrogs were. The bullfrogs were really loud. And like she said, we were on a
We're surrounded by hills too, so sound bounces. So what could be coming from one direction may be a completely different direction.
well,
So that's
in
why
my
I'm
brain, I'm still thinking that there was argument, like whether I could get it or not. I still feel I get all the atmospheric things that were going on, but just standing there and hearing it, I honestly, if I could go back and be able to test that, I don't even think I would be able to get a clean. It's one of those things you have to live it. You're not going to be able to get clean audio to prove it.
For sure. And one of the ladies there was like, did you put a time limit on them? Because we should have given them a time limit, because was like, yes, I was tired and I was more than happy to leave. But let's get that straight. That's we had a couple other women with us that were definitely ready to go. We had like hardly any sleep, most of us. It was like an hour of sleep. Shoot, by this night I'd had 3 hours of sleep. And this is Friday night and we got there Wednesday. So all of us were on like no sleep. So I would like to get back out to Lake Shawnee as well. However, go in the fall.
Yeah, and ticks is another thing. Yeah, the ticks, that's when I saw that tick, I was like, no. Like that's
Whenever you
great.
said that, I said, wrap it up.
Yeah.
We gotta go. That's
it
when I was
was
like, Tracy, let's go. Get your pictures. We gotta go.
Yeah.
it was pretty.
We saw a sign
I
that
tell you
talked
what,
about
Tracy.
how bad Lyme disease was there.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
literally in the state park talking about how bad Lyme disease was.
And he
So I'm like,
mowed it.
Stay
He
right
did
here.
mow it.
That doesn't kill Lyme disease.
No, but I'm just to give the owner of the amusement park the benefit. He did mow it to make it look nice for us.
He did.
So if you go out there, it's not like you're traipsing around. Because I made it sound like, oh yeah, we went in the weeds and we got ticks. That's we didn't.
They did go in the weeds on the tour. If we went, they said it was up to our heads, and they told me not to go because my allergies are horrible. One of the girls there said, no, you shouldn't go, because in a past place like in Illinois, I thought I was going to die from allergies. And so she knows my allergies. This is the one that I've known for a very long time. She's like, yeah, don't go. But after the tour, he mowed everything down for the investigation. So
Yeah, he made it
I'm
real
sorry he
nice,
didn't
and there
go
was
in-
walking paths and stuff. So it's a nice area.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were off-roading in a little Nissan when they were on the tour because we couldn't get out of a place that we were checking out. Because Tracy and I explored a lot. Probably
Yeah.
more than we.
Yeah, we did.
Tracy,
Mhm.
you got a beautiful one of your photos of the Ferris wheel was gorgeous.
Oh yes, that night sight one.
That night
Man,
one.
I'm telling
That
you
was good.
that place was on, and that was the night button on my phone. Like, I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like it's
I
on
was
fire.
surprised.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I was. And even the Visit West Virginia, they messaged me and were like, hey, can we use this for our social media? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. It's y'all's to use. So
It's definitely postcard perfect.
yeah, the whole
Mhm.
place is extremely, it's like even if you're not there to get
Gorgeous.
ghost and stuff, like just being able to take pictures. I mean, the
Yeah,
whole
the
place
pictures
is
were
just
awesome.
yeah. Just don't go in the haunted house because that was
Oh
awful.
my god! I'll post that video later.
That was awful.
Awful.
Awful,
I
not
have a
worth
lot
it,
of
or
curse
awful,
words.
like,
I have to figure out whether or not I want to edit out the F-bombs that we dropped. Usually I don't. I just keep it real. But two of the women there, I'm going to say their names, Brittany and Sharon, thanks a lot, because we said their names a lot. They told us, oh yeah, go check it out. And so we go through this haunted house and we are cussing them the entire time because this place, like, it shouldn't allow anyone. Let's just say there were boards on the ground with rusty nails sticking out of it, rusty nails sticking out of pallets at eye level. There was it was so bad, and that's not even the worst of it. Like, there, it was. I don't understand how it's allowed. Honestly, like, I love the place. The place is beautiful. That little haunted house that they have, the attraction. I don't know if it's just they allow. I don't know. They allowed us in anyway. I don't see how it's allowed. They need to shut that shit down. I'm just saying, because it's really dangerous. It really is. And that's just how I feel about it. That's my
That
opinion.
right there.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
crazy.
there were rusty nails all over the place. There were trip hazards. There were I'm pretty sure it was poison sumac and poison ivy that we walked through. It was not good. It was not good. And the owner needs to do something with that area. That is my only complaint about the place. The rest of it's beautiful, but that could be shut off because it is dangerous.
And they allow you to camp overnight there. They had a pavilion to where we had a fire and we roasted weenies and s'mores, and Carla, I know all that's right up your alley. So that it's like a neat little entertaining area. And he's like, hey, I've got a tour in the morning, but if you're still here, you're still here. So we were not accepting that.
Bugs, they are dive bombing you constantly unless you appreciate the bugs. I guarantee I inhaled several gnats and who knows what else. There were several times I was hacking trying to cough up some bugs, but yeah.
The whole tick thing's just dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
Wow.
especially with a sign that says West Virginia is really bad for Lyme disease.
Ugh,
Man.
that's not good. Gosh. Well, I think Catherine has done an awesome job about putting all your social media in the links.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Tracy, did you send them didn't you have, you had a picture from 1899 Bolton Street house. That was not on our trip, but I do want to throw that out there before we exit that there's a new haunt for all the investigators out there. If you're tired of everything that we have in Texas, yeah, it's a cool place. Did you send it to him, Tracy, or no?
Here, I can. We're actually going to be investigating the Bolton house this month.
Okay, yeah, Tracy caught a really freaking creepy picture from there, from the traveler's room, and that place is really cool. And it gets really cool. So whether it's summer or not, you know that you're going to be comfortable. But my friend Becky Vickers, she owns the place. She just bought the place a couple months ago, and it is beautiful, y'all. It's really cool. And she lucked out. She bought it on a whim and didn't know if it was haunted or not. And lo and behold, it's haunted, guys. It is legit haunted. There's a video on their site where one of the girls that we're with, her name's Brittany, she caught a shadow figure in the traveler's room, which I can't figure out. I've tried to debunk it and figure out where it's coming from, and I can't debunk it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a place that you definitely should go check out.
Catherine, I sent that picture to you, so you had it.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's creepy, guys. It's real creepy.
We're looking forward to it. That's going to
Yeah.
be our August. We kind of do what you guys do. We try and get some location once a month.
Yeah.
And so
We'll hang out in that traveler's room.
Bolton house it is.
Yes. When you go hang out in that traveler's room for a while, definitely do video in there and lots of pictures, because there was a few pictures. Like I have one where just one person in our group, her face was distorted every time, but everyone else's face was so clear. I didn't
Really?
understand that. And I didn't want to tell her for a while, but I'm like, girl, I don't know what this means, but every picture I take, everyone's face is clear but yours. And it was interesting.
Pictures aren't my favorite thing to share because you never, like, you've got those debunkers that are crazy.
Hey, let them pick it apart, man.
But that's so I sent it, and when Crystal was like, "Oh wow," I was like, "Oh okay, well then I can withstand anybody tearing my butt apart," because
Yeah,
Crystal
wow.
even saw that it was interesting.
It was creepy. I couldn't figure it out. I told her, I was like, take it from this angle. Take it from this angle. Let's see what about this one.
Nobody was in the corner either. And that's what was kind of crazy, is nobody was in that corner. And there's no way that it could have, if you zoom in the mirror on the left-hand side.
Oh, this?
Yeah, we'll zoom into the mirror.
I'm downloading it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's in the mirror that we caught it.
Crazy. There's there was I don't know. I appreciate other people's opinions on pictures, and Tracy's seen it, and I haven't told her yet, but while we were in West Virginia, I had a picture that I took out of a window at the Heyman house that we stayed in, which we didn't get into, but Tracy got grabbed. The bed was shooken while I was shooken. Is that the word? Anyway, I was sitting in the bed. It was shook. We had a lot of really cool stuff there, and I want people to tear it apart.
Nobody's right there. Nobody.
No. Well, Becky's there, but not there. Like, if that I can't even make that make sense. But it was her and I together, so you would have seen our faces together. That's not Becky. That doesn't look like Becky at all. So it's pretty crazy. And you see the girl right there in the center, the one with the blurry face on the floor? That's the same girl where every picture I took, her face was distorted.
Oh.
Really?
So it's not just my camera. I don't understand what it was, but that one right there, her face was distorted every picture I took. It was weird.
Yeah, that house was definitely active. Definitely,
there's a lot of
It was a
residual.
trip. Yeah, a lot of
Too.
residual.
I got woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I thought Becky or somebody was up doing dishes because I heard someone putting silverware away, is what it sounded like. Unloading silverware. And so I was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, really? Right now? And I look up and Becky's on the couch. I'm like, well, who would be doing dishes right now? So I asked them that morning a little bit later after we kind of all opened our eyes around 6 something, and I was like, were y'all doing dishes this morning? Because somebody was in there in the kitchen doing dishes. We slept in the downstairs living area, and I swear it sounded just like someone taking the silverware out of the dishwasher or something and putting it in the drawer is what it sounded like. And then somebody upstairs heard something similar, but no one was awake. But it wasn't caught on camera. That's a weird thing. So there was no motion. You just heard the sound. She has motion cameras in there, but there has to be motion for it to start recording. So, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't catch that, but that was interesting.
And did you take multiple pictures of this picture?
Yes.
Or no? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I did that night, like, and I was showing Crystal like the sequence of it. I was like, look, it's not here, it's not here. And so this is the picture, and of course this is the picture that stayed because I got a new phone. So there's no before and after, but this is the one, like I haven't even posted this like on my page or anything like that. This is a little nugget that like I still am trying to. I lightened the features up. I darkened them, and it's just weird. It's a weird shape. It's a weird. I can't figure it out.
It's there's certain things, like, unless you were there, you wouldn't understand that this is paranormal. Like, we all have those pictures that we know are paranormal, but we don't want to deal with the BS of other people because they weren't there. So of course they're going to be like, oh, well, someone was sitting there. No, there wasn't. Like, we tried the angles in all directions.
Yeah, we did a lot of like standing
but that one,
off to the side, and
are able to zoom way in, you'll see that whoever that is has red eyes, and I guarantee you, none of us had red eyes.
Yeah, none of us have red eyes.
Like, it's creepy.
Oh wow!
And bangs. None of us had bangs.
No, and we all looked at the ladies who were sleeping, and they're like, "Good luck."
Yeah, we did. We said because we were going to sleep in there with them. Because we were going to be put in this little full-size bed, me and Tracy, who like to sprawl out. And we were like, well, we'll toss an air mattress down in there with y'all. And then after seeing that, I was like, nope, never mind. No, we'll sleep in the full-size bed.
We slept downstairs in the parlor.
We did. I was like, I ain't sleeping in there.
And just to
come here.
And what's weird also is, Tracy, when you sent me this picture, I got it on my cell phone, and I was able to pull it up on my cell phone. But for some reason, whenever I went to my Facebook, it never said you sent me a message. So I had to exit out of Facebook completely and then open it back up and then go to your name because it actually showed up then. But it was just
weird.
And so I was trying to like get it open. That's why it took me so long. But I couldn't find the picture on my computer, which is really weird. So I was weird. Up and say I have it on my phone, and then I was about to share my screen of my Facebook just to show that it, I really can't get to your picture on my computer. It was just really weird. But I'm like, I'm just gonna do what IT tells me to do and always restart or
always restart.
Yeah.
And then try it again, But I just thought that was just so strange, anyways. But
yeah, it was a weird night. It was yeah. If y'all are going to 1899 Bolton House, y'all are gonna get some, especially in the servants' quarters, and the travelers' room. Those are some hot spots, right there.
There's a door that pops open too, and they have video of that too, where there's a group. In fact, Tracy knows them. The Future Paranormal Investigators, FBI.
Yeah, right? FBI.
The door unlatches and opens, and they freak out, and it's so cool. Like there's a lot of videos already this house has so much. Like I can't wait for more investigators to get in there and really try to debunk it. And that's my main thing is like debunk it. Do it if you can.
Yeah, because that's
gonna be
everybody
awesome.
asked, was there anybody sitting right there? And because I just saw that, and no,
Yeah.
there was nobody up against that door. Because I kept looking at the door and kept looking at the
Like I
mirror
said,
and kept
there
looking at the
was.
door.
There
Like,
was. It was.
yeah,
It was
but not
Becky
right
and I.
there.
But look at my hair. It's
Yeah,
dark brown. That's blonde.
they weren't up
hair.
against.
I don't have
They weren't up
bangs.
against the door right there. They were
No,
off to the left.
Yes, we were off to the side. We were not against the door. Like I said, it's like one of those pictures where, like, I'm not going to lie to nobody. Yes, it was me and Becky sitting in that corner, but unless you were there, like, it's hard for people to understand, like, that's not us, for one, because we weren't sitting in that position. Yes,
Not
there were
bad,
people
yeah.
over in that corner, but not in that spot, nor did we have bangs or that hair or red eyes. Like that, there was no other way. I asked Tracy
crazy.
several times, do flash, do no flash, do this position, do this position. I made her take like probably 50 pictures.
So many
more
freaking pictures.
just to try, because I'm like, no, try this. Guys, whenever I'm telling you, like, I tried everything to get her to debunk it. She couldn't. Like, there was no way we could debunk it.
Wow.
It was
Amazing.
so definitely take pictures in there and set up a video at night because you're going to catch that shadow man. I don't know if he's residual or if he's intelligent, but there's been multiple people already that catch that shadow man, which is kind of creepy.
Does she have Wi-Fi there?
She does.
Perfect.
Doesn't she? Yeah, she does, right?
She's
Yeah, she
got
does.
snacks too, so she's fully stocked. She got snacks and Wi-Fi
She
and
does.
She have
A
does the house
refrigerator,
have
like
AC?
drinks. I mean, she's like, I'm like looking around, like, man,
It's just-
like this is amazing, you know, like this is pretty good. And she's
if
even
y'all
got like
don't-
a tower of cookies and crackers, and I'm like, dang.
If y'all don't know Becky, like she is like the epitome of like Southern hospitality.
Nice.
She's like one of the sweetest women that I know.
Shirts
and
for
she's-
sale, necklaces, earrings.
yeah,
I mean,
all kinds
dang.
of- like
I didn't hear the answer. Does the house have AC?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so cold in there, guys. Like it's
Okay.
the middle of July, and there were women with us that was like, "Do you have extra blankets? I'm freezing." So it is freaking frigid cold in there. Yeah. There's
Yay!
a
I
certain
know.
area,
I'm good
like
with
in the servant area, where it's a little bit warmer, but everywhere you're gonna sleep at for sure is frigid cold.
It's cold,
Okay.
yeah.
So there's like the servants' quarters is not air conditioned, but
No.
it's not bad. We were there in middle of July and we weren't sweating our butts off. Like we were
No.
fine. We were comfortable.
And it's got 2 bathrooms, and one upstairs does have a shower. So, yeah, it's got all the amenities that you need.
Nice.
And a
Oh, we're
king size
excited.
bed and a gigantic TV if you want to replay your anything on there.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I know she's working on the camera she has, connecting them to where y'all can like replay stuff, like have a control center. So she's working on that. She has a big 70-something inch TV, not by her choice. That's her boyfriend's choice. She's, that's a sore subject for her. She didn't want the TV there, but anyway, she's gonna make the best out of it and try to turn it into a control center. So, guys, it's really cool. Like this house is beautiful.
This is at the 1899 Bolton House in Jacksonville,
Yes.
Texas, not Florida.
Yeah.
Texas.
Right, Texas. Yeah, and it's great. Just watch out for the big ass frogs, okay?
Woo!
Tracy
Yeah, they're a
saved
big
my
frog.
life.
Oh, I
I'm
want to grab them.
terrified of them.
Oh,
I don't
want to
like them.
grab them and they're
No,
so
don't
cute.
do that. Don't do that.
Will they scream? I love
No,
those
they'll
screaming
they'll
ones.
emit that
I don't like
Oh,
frogs.
Miss
all over
Sonia.
you.
They'll just
Hate
piss.
frogs.
They're scared. You just wash your hands afterwards. Just pick them up.
These are big frogs that will take your life. Okay, watch out.
Oh, I
I don't
love
like
it.
frogs.
I love
These
big
aren't.
fat ones.
No, they're mean.
Big
They will suffocate you in your sleep.
Big old guts.
Watch out for those. Those are dangerous.
Little squishies. I'll bring like little mini cowboy hats and put
Oh
little
my
cowboy
God.
hats on them.
I
I thought we
believe
could
it.
be friends. I don't think we can now. I don't know. I'm thinking. I changed my whole thought, like original thoughts about you. Like I'm sorry, but
I love animals.
it's okay. Tracy likes frogs too, or she doesn't mind frogs, and we're still.
I don't
friends.
mind them. I don't go hugging them and
protects
putting
me from
cowboy
them.
hats on them, but I don't mind them.
She's my protector. She was my knight in shining armor. She made sure that she guarded them when we had to go out to the car in the dark and we saw a big one. So
Hey, I'll guard you too.
okay, cool. Protect me and you'll be my friend.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Oh my gosh. Well, gosh, you guys, it's been awesome. I know that we went over a little bit,
Yep.
We sure did.
but this was so informative.
Yes.
We're good.
Definitely.
We're excited to go. Well, we're definitely excited to go to the 1899 Bolton House, but we're more excited to plan to go to the Trans-Allegheny Asylum.
Ooh, bring me and Tracy, please.
Yeah.
We need what, 10?
At least
It's
10,
not
yeah,
half-
to make
You
it.
don't have to have 10.
I mean,
but-
it's $2,000, so yeah, 10 would be great.
Okay. Like, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room. At first, I didn't know, and I was like, whatever. But okay, fine. There's plenty of room. I usually don't like investigating with more than like 6, but there's plenty of room, so it's fine.
Yay! 2025.
Woo!
I
Here we
got you,
come.
Tracy. We need to do this again. And count Justin in because he wants to go.
Yep. We'll make
Yeah.
a list.
Woo!
We probably
Yeah.
already got our 10.
Put names. Yeah.
There we go. There we
Yep.
go.
We're ready.
I'm
Just get
I'm not
everybody
doing a
comments.
connection flight though. I'm
Um,
riding with somebody.
We get
No
a
connecting flight.
veteran discount.
Yeah, I'm That's fine.
Tracy, we'll I love to drive. We'll take a trip.
you
20
know
hours.
what, Carla, let's
I'll
do it.
Let's do
I'll
it.
bring snacks.
Perfect.
I do not
Let's
want to
rent a
fly. I
car.
will bring the snacks.
I like driving.
We're
We'll just leave a couple days early and then hit all kinds of cool spots going up.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, there's some
3
really
days early.
interesting spots too.
It could be
Yeah,
fun.
there's
I
some
love
pretty
a good
interesting
road trip.
spots.
Yeah. It's fun.
Let's
We'll
do
do
it.
that.
Southwest
explore is
Virginia is a little
comfortable.
scary though.
Well,
We
we
might
won't
have to
stop
go around
there.
it.
We won't stop there. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll go
Make
around
sure
it.
we put in gas.
Gotta bring Jen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's ready.
Do it. Let's just get
Well,
a
you
big
guys-
old good times van and do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could rent something that'll take us all.
Like a conversion van, and that'd be great. Or a bus, whatever.
Get an RV.
I call shotgun though because I have really bad car sickness. So, or I'll drive.
Back of the bus.
I drive everywhere because I get really bad car sick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No.
Justin's too.
Yep.
What did I volunteer for? Yeah. Put you on the list.
Yep, you're on the list. No,
Come
it's not
on,
gonna work,
Justin. You gotta bring that equipment too, my man.
Yeah.
That's the wrong Justin.
Oh, it is? Who was it?
That wasn't my Justin, honey. That's Sutter.
No, Justin from
Yeah, Justin knows.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's the
Texas.
equipment?
well, Lone Star Paranormal. No, they've got
Yeah.
some
Okay,
pretty
okay.
cool.
Yeah, they got
Okay.
I enjoy
okay.
Absolutely.
how they investigate.
Yeah.
They've got some cool equipment.
They do
Yeah.
have cool
Justin,
equipment.
before I
My
get off
Justin
here,
is
I
also
saw
the
y'all went to
equipment guy,
Palestine without me,
so-
FYI.
Uh-oh. Tracy's mad.
I saw that. I saw that. You went without me. I'm naughty, naughty, naughty.
What happened?
Of course, they went when we were. They went to Palestine.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
yeah,
Last weekend, right?
Yes, but to be fair, I was up in West Virginia, so I can't be too terribly mad. But they're a lot of fun to investigate with, though. Like out of a lot of, I'm telling you, like they are because they're so interesting because it's all based on their equipment, and they got some pretty interesting toys that they purchased, and I'm just like, how does that work?
Yeah.
I was so enthralled by so yeah, Justin and they both need, all of them need to go. Lone
Yeah.
Star needs to go.
Yep, for sure.
Man, this would be so crazy fun. All of
Man,
us-
that big of a collaborative? Yeah, dude, that would be
all of us
cool.
get together and then just take a big giant picture in front. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, if all of us together, that would be badass. That would be
All
awesome.
a huge
Yeah.
collaborative.
That's
Okay, so
yeah, a lot of people.
2025.
Look, yeah, he
Yeah.
was the right one.
Okay. Well, I thought you were talking about, our usual
Oh, no,
Haunted
not
Heifer, who
not
is
our
our
IT
equipment
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
not
IT
our IT
guy
guy.
is also Justin. So
Jen.
Yeah, she was volunteered to drive, and she's like, "Nah, which Jen you talking about?"
I will
Yeah.
be taking another one.
Yeah, with Jennifer Rose, unless you love Disney songs, then because
Oh.
she'll play Disney songs the whole way.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, girl. Whole new world all the way there. Let's go. Whole new world. Let's do this.
Oh, Little
we gotta-
Mermaid.
We got to do Let's Get Down to Business because
Oh my
down to
gosh.
Well, if we're going to West Virginia, we have to listen to Country Roads, obviously.
Yeah, that too. We did listen to that.
Yeah, we did.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
Jennifer Rose has a playlist of Disney
So
songs.
much, you guys.
I'm sure she does.
Carla's trying to get us off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I need to go too. I got to be up early.
Hour and a
Yeah,
half
me
in,
too,
and I want
same.
to fix your guys' time.
Oh, there's Justin. Finally, simply.
Aw.
I know you love your equipment. All right.
So he doesn't know
That's
he's
my
going.
husband, Justin.
Does he?
He doesn't
All
know
right,
he's
guys.
going.
Well, Carla, thank you for having us on. I hate to bounce off, but I got to be up. I got twins in the morning at 6 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have twins, but I got to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
That's all work.
Same. Gotta go
It's on
to
my
work.
40-hour job.
Oh, absolutely.
same here.
You guys, thank you so
Yeah,
much
same here.
for being on and sharing
Yeah.
your experiences and your investigations. And we'll definitely have to team up next year for that part two.
Right.
Part
Yeah.
one for
Let's
us,
do
part
it.
two for you.
Yes.
Sounds
do
like
it.
a plan.
All righty. You
All
guys
right.
have a good
All right.
night.
Yay.
Good
All
night.
right. Night,
everybody.
guys.
Fun. Good
Night.
night.